Where are we today, Phil?
AVETON Gifford Church, Steve, which is in the village of AVETON Gifford, which is east of Plymouth, between the towns of Modbury and Kingsbridge.
And why are we here?
We're going to talk about some of the colourful characters that emerged during the English Civil War in this area. Let's go inside St Andrew's Church. Right, Steve, today I'm going to talk about William Lane. William Lane was born in 1591. He went to Oxford University, became a Bachelor of Divinity, and came to the West Country. He was the rector of Ringmore Church first, and at the time of the Civil War, just prior to the Civil War, he became the rector of St Andrews in AVETON Gifford. Now, he brought with him his wife and 5 children, lived nearby. At the time of the Civil War, William Lane, like many of the rural church vicars, came out on the side of Charles I, the king. Unlike the towns like Dartmouth, Plymouth, Exeter, Barnstaple, the vicars of the churches, many of them were for Parliament, not all of them. William Lane was very loud in his objections to Parliament, and he had a bad reputation in Devon for foul-mouthing, if you like, the Puritan way of life, especially Plymouth. And he got a reputation of his own. Now, this man was a very good friend of the Champernowne family from Modbury. So you can see he was an important man of the area at the time. Whenever there was a raid of Plymouth, when it was besieged by the Royalists closely, which was 4 or 5 times, most of the Plymouth people were involved in the town's defence. When these armies moved away and Plymouth was only blockaded, usually from the Plym side, Plymouth people did not sit around and wait. They made raids up and down the coast of Devon. One of these raids took place in June 1644, when several boatloads of soldiers left Plymouth, rowed up the coast to Bigbury Bay, came into the Avon River just down the road, moored up, and the soldiers jumped out, came up to AVETON Gifford looking for William Lane and anything else they could take. They found sheep. They robbed his houses. They knew where he lived. They robbed his house in his mills and plundered other houses. And they found 2 of his sons, Richard and John, at home. They took them captive, and along with another captain and the curate of this church. And they took them back. They made them carry the goods they plundered to the boats. This included sheep, money, clothing, books, whatever they could take. Useless stuff to most people. The rumour was that William Lane was hiding in the church tower. That was one of his favourite haunts. Whenever a raiding party came to Plymouth, somewhere up here in the church tower. He got up there. I don't know how he got up there. He managed to hide in there. Some say he was there once for a 4-month period at the end of the Civil War. But his sons were taken back to Plymouth with the plunder, and they were incarcerated in Plymouth Castle, which was being used at the time as a prison. Now, William Lane managed to escape detection. So he carried on with his way of life, carried on talking about Plymouth in a bad way, voting for the king on everything, but it didn't work for him. So that's the end of that. We're going now to Hutton Bridge to talk more about William Lane.
And how far away is that?
Just down the road, actually, by the river.
That way then.
Okay, Steve.